Hello there. My name is Jason Perkins, and I'll welcome you to another episode in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. I'm an attorney that specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series of videos because I wanted to provide people who've been hurt at work with helpful information about Georgia workers' compensation law and the benefits available to them under that law. Today, I want to talk to you about when does workers' compensation stop? Now, first, it's important to say that I'm talking specifically about Georgia workers' compensation cases. Each state has different workers' compensation laws, and so the laws aren't the same in other states as they are in Georgia. Under Georgia law, there's three specific types of workers' compensation benefits. There's your wage loss benefits, temporary total and temporary partial disability. There's your medical benefits, and then there's permanent partial disability benefits. So let's start by talking about when wage loss benefits stop. In most workers' compensation cases in Georgia, wage loss benefits are limited to a maximum of 400 weeks from your date of injury. There's an exception for cases that qualify for what's called a catastrophic designation. I'm not going to talk specifically about those cases today. I've covered that topic in other videos. Now, this does not mean that you'll receive workers' compensation wage loss benefits for 400 weeks. The 400-week limit applies to temporary total disability benefits, and you only receive those benefits during that period of time if you're out of work as a result of your injury. So several things that can happen to you even if you're receiving temporary total disability benefits that cause them to stop. Your treating physician might release you to return back to full duty work without restrictions, or you might actually return to work. The other thing is your employer could offer you a suitable job, and even if you don't return to it, your benefits may stop. Now, if your benefits stop, you may still be able to get them restarted later, but it's important to realize that there are limitations as to how long you can go without benefits and then still receive them later, still within that 400-week period. There's what's called the statute of limitations that can apply if you go longer than a certain period of time, in most cases 2 years, without getting temporary total or temporary partial disability benefits. Now, temporary partial disability benefits are a little bit different. Those are benefits that are paid to you when you're working but making less money as a result of your injury. The limitation on temporary partial disability benefits is 350 weeks from when your injury occurs. So what that means is that's the maximum period of time from your injury that you could be eligible for them. But you have to be working and making less money because of your injury and within that 350-week limit in order to receive them. Now, the main thing that would cause temporary partial disability benefits to stop is if the doctor released you to full duty work without restrictions, or you actually return to work making as much or more as you did before your injury. So now that we've talked about wage loss benefits and what causes them to stop, let's talk about medical benefits. In most cases in Georgia, the maximum period of time that you can receive medical benefits, which is your employer paying for the medical treatment and testing that you need as a result of your injury, maximum time period is 400 weeks in most cases. Again, there's an exception if you qualify for catastrophic designation. There's also an exception if your injury occurred before July of 2013. If your injury was before July of 2013, there's generally not a limit on your medical benefits in a workers' compensation case. There's also an exception even if you were injured after July of 2013 for certain types of medical treatment. If your doctor is treating you with a prosthetic device, or if you're getting a spinal cord stimulator or other type of stimulator, or if you have received durable medical equipment and need that durable medical equipment replaced. Those are some of the exceptions that apply even when the medical treatment occurs more than 400 weeks after the injury for replacement or maintenance or repair of those types of devices. So even if you're more than 400 weeks after your injury, it's important to consider you may still be eligible for medical treatment if you get a catastrophic designation or if you're dealing with those types of treatment or certain others that could apply. The third type of benefit that's important to talk about is permanent partial disability benefits. Permanent partial disability benefits are benefits that you're paid when your doctor says you've got a permanent impairment as a result of your injury. The period of time that you receive that benefits for is determined by the rating that the doctor gives you. basically the higher the rating you receive, the longer you receive those benefits for. So those benefits will stop when that rating is paid out. However, just because that rating has been paid out completely at the time doesn't mean that you couldn't receive a higher rating later. For example, your doctor might say that you have a 15% permanent partial disability rating to your upper extremity now, and that could change at some point in the future and increase. It might go up to a 20% because of some deterioration of your condition. If you have an increased rating, you may be able to get additional benefits paid later. But it's important to remember there's also a statute of limitations that applies to permanent partial disability benefits as well, and limits the time period that you can go without getting benefits and still get that increased rating done. Now, one important thing to remember about all types of workers' compensation benefits is that when they stop, either because your doctor says you can go back to full duty work, or the doctor says you don't need any medical treatment, or anything along those lines, you're almost always able to contest those benefits stopping. You can hire an attorney and go to court and try to fight and get those benefits restarted. However, if you wait and you don't move quick enough, sometimes there'll be limits that apply that would prevent an attorney from fighting for those benefits for you later. So if your benefits stop for some reason, I'd certainly encourage you to reach out to an attorney and find out if something can be done about that. I hope you found this video about when workers' compensation benefits stop helpful. If you have, please let me know that. One of the best ways you can do that is by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you've got questions about your workers' compensation case, or if your benefits have stopped, I'd encourage you to reach out to me and schedule a free consultation about your case. I'd be happy to talk with you. There's two easy ways you can get that free consultation set up. The first is by calling the phone number on the bottom of the screen, or the second is by visiting our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com. You can complete and submit our free consultation request form there. And someone from our workers' compensation team will reach out to you to get that consultation scheduled. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today, and we'll wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.